develop the creativity and humanity of each child, and to create equity and prosperity for all. How about we lose the emphasis on standardized tests that only benefits the companies that profit from them, and gain an emphasis on authentic teacher and student design tests so teachers know how their students are doing and what they need. We need to gain an acknowledgement and understanding of the huge impact that class sizes, poverty, and the education levels of parents have on achievement. Instead of punishing teachers for working with the students in the most impoverished neighborhoods, let's gain stable funding, secure housing, and a child poverty rate that is far below the 22% we have now. We need to lose the emphasis on the teaching of basic skills and replace it with an emphasis on academic programs rich in the arts, in play, and in engaging activities that develop critical thinking skills. We need to lose the overcrowded classrooms that have become the norm and gain small classrooms with highly experienced teachers and a curriculum rich in the arts. Let's lose the punitive practice of firing teachers in low-performing schools or turning schools over to charter school management. And let's gain rigorous teacher education programs that focus on research and practice which prepare teachers for all eventualities, including students with disabilities, students with language difficulties, and students with other kinds of learning issues. We need to lose the idea of evaluating teachers based on their students' test scores, which experts understand to be fraught with problems. And we need to gain a more holistic, responsive, and fair evaluation system in which teachers are judged by multiple measures, not test scores. Finally, we need to lose the pervasive anti-teacher rhetoric and gain a common language that shows support, love, and respect for children and educators.
And we elect you Secretary of Education.
For real. I love working with her, by the way. It's a pleasure every day. All right, so finally we have one of our fearless leaders, Susan Barrett, is going to come speak as a parent who has children in a public school system and her concerns today with what's happening in education.
Yay! Washington! Yay!
Woo!
Thank you everyone for being here today. So my name's Susan and I do have 2 children in Portland Public Schools. They're over there. Can you guys wave? Sort of, almost. Thank you. Well, I point them out because, as you can see, they are actual human children. This is an important distinction because there are some in there who would have you think that they are widgets. Because some of the plans that they have put together for education are better suited for widgets than they are for actual human children. Yes. Okay. And, okay. So yet Arnie Duncan has come to champion this. He is applauding the efforts of Oregon lawmakers and business folks for all their recent efforts in education reform. Yes, they've been busy. I think that's the idea. They do a bunch of stuff, make themselves look busy, and then perhaps you think they are really focusing on improving education. But in the end, not only do we end up with nothing that helps our schools, we end up with plans that harm them and take away resources from our classrooms, from our students, from our future. Now, I have only recently opened my eyes to this attack on public education. I want to shut them, but I can't. As my awareness has grown, I've gone from thinking, this is ridiculous, to now feeling this is just plain insidious.
Yes.
We are $3 billion short of providing a quality education for students in Oregon.
That's right.
$3 billion. Yet our state is planning on spending $100 million for demonstration sites for an unproven, data-driven model of education at a time when they are telling us that schools need to do better with the money they already have.
Boo.
How can they even think to do this? We are shortening our school year, laying off our teachers, slashing programs left and right, and the governor wants to spend $100 million on an unproven model for education that gives us nothing but a bunch of data. Now that is just ridiculous.
Right.
He is putting his emphasis in the wrong place, on changing the system. When your goal is changing the system, it is easy to lose sight of the students in the system. Had the goal been to actually improve public education for all students, well then we wouldn't have lost sight of the students. So why the focus on changing the system rather than improving and increasing educational opportunities? Well, this is where it gets insidious. In their plan, and I'm referring to this plan, the Oregon Education Investment Team, and I know their plans, and I know a lot of it hasn't gone out yet to the public, and there's probably a very good reason for that. You probably wouldn't like it. But in that plan, it is actually written that the state is the buyer of outcomes, and the school is the seller of outcomes. This definition refers to numbers on a spreadsheet. My definition and your definition of outcomes for learning are different. We want engaged, respected, excited students, hopefully not too sad, with meaningful learning experiences. Reducing their learning experiences to merely producing data and numbers for spreadsheets isn't even an outcome. It is an output, best brought to you by widgets, not students.